what we discussed in the last session, we have started data access. So here in the data access, actually we have different methods: import procedure, SQL procedure, library reference, in-file statement, wizard method. So here we have completed only this method so far from the data access. We'll discuss all these methods, but according to the topic wise. When I have started an advanced SAS, there in the SQL I'll cover this one. While discussing the libraries, we'll cover this method. In the local statement, we'll cover the infile statement. And at the end, we'll discuss the GUI, wizard method. Graphical user interface. Means without programming, just by dragging and drop methods, we can import. Okay, this. So we'll discuss all this later, according to the topic wise. So today, I'm going to start the data management. In the data management, first we are going to start with data step options. Okay. Okay, data step options. See, data management is for what? For some changes in the raw data. We can convert raw data into SAS required format for analysis. So in that first data step options. So these are the data step options: keep, drop, rename, password, where, OBS, first OBS. So these are the data step options. Okay, I will explain what is the use of these things. Okay, first see the syntax here. To use the data step options, data and DSN, new data set name, within the parenthesis options, set source data set. Okay. Right. This is the syntax. Okay. And this means new data set name. Okay, this is the syntax here. Data, new data set name. Here within the parenthesis, within the brackets, we can use the options. Set source data set run. Okay. We are using here three statements: data statement, set statement, run statement. Okay, see here. Data statement. First of all, see this one, data statement. To create new data set and to assign name to the new data set. See, by using data statement, always we can create a new data set. Means we can create a new table. We can create a new data set and we can assign a name, some name to the new data set. Next to this one, set statement. By using set statement, we can read an observations from the source data set. To read an observations from the source data set. Next, run. This is to execute the previous submitted SAS statements in a module in the order. So these three statements we are using in this syntax. Okay, first of all, keep option. So here we can include the variables for output data set. Means we can create a new data set only with selected variables from the source data set. So this is the concept of keep option, to include the variables for output data set. Okay, see the keep option syntax. Data, new data set name, within the parenthesis keep is equals to variables. Okay. See, every option is followed by the keyword equal sign. So keep is equals to variables. Which variables you want to keep, you can write here. Set source data set run. So this is the syntax for keep option. Keep option syntax. Okay, now understand where these options are useful in the real time while doing the projects. That is important. Okay, observe here. Okay, now I'm doing one SAS project, a small project. I got a data in an Excel file, for example, EMP Excel file. There are 100 columns and 1 lakh records in an Excel file. Okay, by using proc import, I can import the data from an Excel file to SAS. Okay, I have imported successfully and I have created data set in SAS. Okay, so this is the SAS terminology. In EMP dataset, now we have 100 variables, employee number, employee name, something like this, and 1 lakh observations. I told you this is the SAS terminology. Okay, so we have imported successfully. Now for this project, we have SAP, Statistical Analysis Plan. So while generating the reports, we have to follow this. As for the SAP only, we can generate the reports. See, so SAP looks like this. So these are the mock shells, outline of the reports prepared by statisticians, statistics people. Our report format should be like this. This is an outline. Like that, here we have SAP, Statistical Analysis Plan. Okay, as for the SAP, we need to generate nearly 100 reports, tabular, graphicals. Okay, this is the first report I need to generate here. Report 1 means first report. See, as for the first report, I need to do the analysis on these two variables, salary, commission, according to department number. So in this company, 1 lakh employees are there. They are into 3 different departments. Suppose in the department number 10, 40,000 employees. In the department number 20, 50,000 employees. In the department number 10, number 30, 10,000 employees, like that. So department wise, you have to do the analysis on salary and commission. Department wise. In the 10th department, what is an average salary? What is the total salary? What is an average commission? What is total commission? Department number 20 wise. Department number 30 wise. Okay. But observe here, to generate this report, actually we need only 3 variables. These 3. Salary, commission, department. If you have these three variables, salary, commission, department number, then we can generate this report. Actually, we can generate this. But in the raw data, how many variables? Actually 100 variables. But to generate the first report, I need only 3 variables. Okay, understand here now. See, this is the raw data, EMP data set with 100 variable, 1 lakh observations. Now we are doing the project. So here data access is done. We have imported the data successfully from outside to SAS. Next to data management. So we have to do some changes. See here in the data set, we have 100 variables. So every time we need to carry all 100 variables unnecessarily. In the analysis part also, in the presentation part also. But finally we can generate this report. But it will take more execution time. Because every time we are carrying all 100 variables with us. So now what I will do, by using keep option, see what I will do. EMP is a source data set with 100 variables and 1 lakh observations. I will create a new data set EMP1 with 3 variables only. See, with these three variables: salary, commission, department number. So observations are same. So this is the concept of keep option. We can create a new data set only with selected variables from the source data set. Okay, now see here. Now this is the source data set, employee 1. Here only 3 variables are there and 1 lakh observations. Now see here, while doing the project in the data management, analysis, presentation, we will carry only 3 variables every time. So here we'll take the less execution time compared to this one. That is the difference. That's all. So here also we'll get the output and here also we'll get the output. Where we'll get the difference in the execution time. Compared to this one, here we'll take the less execution time. That's all. So this is the concept of keep option. From the source data set, we can create a new data set only with selected variables. Okay, like this we can use the options in the real time while doing the projects. So now I will show you some examples. Okay, for my practice, I will import the data from these two Excel files to SAS. Okay. We know how to import. Proc import data file. D drive emp.xls. Okay, out is equals to emp, same name I'm giving, dbms excel. It's an optional, you can give any name. So execute this, select and submit. So I have imported emp dataset. I will import the data from another Excel file also. Class. See, I have imported data from two Excel files. So I have created two data sets. Okay, suppose I have two data sets here in SAS. I want to print one data set. Print is a listing report. So just observe here to print the data. Okay, suppose here two data sets, I want to print the data. See, we can print the data through a procedure. So all procedures will start with the keyword proc. Just I want to print the data. Proc print. Which one? I want to print EMP data set. Okay. So this is a program just to print the data. That's all. Okay. So here you can see the output clearly. This data. Actually, here also you can see just by clicking like this, double click. But compared to this one, see, it's looking good. HTML report and all. Like this, you can print the data. This is useful for me just to show you the output clearly, that's all. It's not required in the real time. You won't print generally. This is just to show you, that's all. Okay, now see the requirement here. See, in EMP dataset, we have 8 variables. See these: employee number, employee name, job, manager, hire date, salary, commission, department number. 8 variables. Now we have to create a new data set, employee 1, and in the new data set we have to keep only 3 variables: salary, commission, department number. Only 3 variables we have to keep. Okay, just you can follow the syntax. Data, new data set name, employee 1. Within the parenthesis, keep is equals to. So which variables? Salary, commission, department number. So don't put commas or any other characters. You should use only space here between the variables. Set EMP. EMP is a source data set. Run. Okay. Now we are going to create a new data set employee 1 with these 3 variables. Okay, simple. Select the program, submit. See, employee 1 created. So only with these 3 variables: salary, commission, department number. Suppose if you want to print the data, you can write here. Okay, you can print. See, you can print the data. So this is the concept of keep option. We can include the new variables from the source data set in a new data set. And here we can use 2 options. It's important point. So these 2 are the keywords in SAS: underscore, numeric underscore, underscore, character underscore. These 2 are the keywords. See, if you want to do a particular task for all the numeric variable, there we can use the keyword underscore, numeric underscore. And same as if you want to do a particular task for all the character variable, there we can use the keyword underscore, character underscore. So these 2 are the keywords. Okay, see the requirement. Suppose class data set is there. See this one. Right click, view columns. See here, some are the text variables, some are the numeric variables. Now I want to create a new data set class 1. There I want to keep only numeric variables, all numeric variables. See, in the class data set we have numeric variables, text variables. Text is nothing but character. So I want to create a new data set with this name, class underscore n. Here I want to keep only numeric variables. Okay. Data, new data set name. So keep, you can use this keyword simply. There might be 100 numeric variables, no problem. It will keep all 100 numeric variables in the new data set at a time. and proc print is just to print the data. Okay. Now select submit. See, I have created a new data set only with numeric variables. So these three are numeric. If you have any doubt, you can check here. Right click, view columns. See, all are numeric variables. Next, vice versa. How to create a new data set only with text variables, character variables. See, in the class data set, now we have numeric variables, text variables. I want to create a new data set with this name, class underscore C. Here I want to keep only text variables, only character. So then class underscore C, within the parenthesis keep is equals to underscore character underscore. Source is the class. Okay, I want to print my result data set. Okay. See, I have created a new data set only with text variables, only with character variables. You can check here, right click, view columns. See, text variables. Next, one more requirement. How to create multiple data sets by using one program. See, in the previous programs, what we did, in this program I have created one data set. In this program I have created one data set like that. But now we have to create multiple data sets in one program. Class is the source data set with numeric variables, text variables. Now I want to create three data sets at a time. Class underscore n only with numeric variables, class underscore c only with text variables, class 1 with one text variable name with one numeric variable age. Then see here data class underscore n. So within the parenthesis keep is equals to, you can use this keyword. Class underscore c. Within the parenthesis you can use this keyword. Class 1. Within the parenthesis you can keep name age. Source is the class. Okay. Now observe, in SAS we have only these two data sets now, class emp. If we have executed this program, it will create three data sets at a time. See here, class underscore n, class underscore c, class 1. So let me print all those one by one. In one program we can print only one data set. So three programs to print three different data sets. So class underscore n, see only with numeric variables. Class underscore c, see only with text variables. Class 1, see with selected variables, one text variable, one numeric variable. So in one program we can create multiple data sets also. So this is the concept of keep option to include the variables. Keep option. Next, reverse, vice versa. Drop option. to exclude the variables for output dataset. Here we can exclude the variables for output dataset. See the drop option syntax: data, new dataset name, within the parenthesis drop is equals to. You can specify which variables you want to drop. Okay. So drop option syntax. See the requirement. Okay, see the EMP data. See in EMP data set we have 8 variables now. These are the 8 variables. Now I want to create a new data set, EMP1, employee 1. Here I want to keep 6 variables. Exclude manager and hire date. Remaining 6 variables I want to keep in the new data set. Understand the logic. Except these two, remaining 6 I want to keep in the new data set. So simply what we can do, just we can exclude these 2 variables. We can drop these 2 variables. Okay, see an example now. Data EMP1. Here you can write simply drop is equals to manager. So instead of writing keep is equals to 6 variables, just you can drop 2 variables. That's the logic. Source EMP. I have created a new data set with 6 variables. I have dropped 2 variables. Like this you can use drop option. Vice versa to the keep, to drop the variables, exclude the variables. Now rename option. Here we can rename the variables for output data set. We can rename the variables for output data set. Okay, see here, rename option syntax. Data, new data set name, variable name is equals to new variable name. Set source data set. This is the syntax. Okay. So this is what we have to follow here. Say data, new data set name. Within the parenthesis, rename is equals to. Open one more bracket. So in the new bracket here, we can write variable name is equals to new variable name. Now close 2 brackets. It's mandatory here. Okay, it's a syntax. We should follow this. Okay, see the requirement. See in the class data set, one variable name is age. Okay, observe here. Right click, view columns. See one variable name is age. Or as you can see here also. See age. I want to change this variable name age to student age like this. Okay, you can write an example. Data class 1 within the parenthesis rename is equals to here age is equals to student age. Source is the class. I will print. Okay, now say select submit. Okay. In the place of age, it is showing here student age. So actually what was the name here? Age. Now what it is showing now? You can check here also. Open the class one. Student age. So it has a label, that's it is showing there. Okay, I will discuss this one in the label statement, but we can change the variable name like this. So in the place of age, it is showing student underscore age. So we can rename the variable here. Even you can change more than one variable name also like this. Suppose this is the requirement. See, in the class data set, these are the variable names, height, weight. But instead of that, in the new data set class 2, I want to change like this: student height, student weight. So you can write like data, new data set name, class 2, rename is equals to new bracket, height is equals to student height, space only, don't use commas or anything. Weight is equals to student weight. Source is the class. Okay. See, in the place of height, it is showing this one, student height. In the place of weight, student weight. So we can change the variable names, and we can change more than one variable name in the same program like this. Next, to use multiple options in the same program. So in the class data set, we have 5 variables: gender, name, age, height, weight. 5 variables. I want to create a new data set class 1. In the new data set, I want to keep only these 2 variables: age, name, and I want to change the variable name also, age to student age. So first of all, we have to keep only 2 variables, and that we have to change the variable name also. So then data, new data set name, within the parentheses. First you can use the keep option. I want to keep only age, name. Next we can use the rename. Age is equals to student age. So class is the source data set. Okay. So here in the same program, I'm using multiple options. First of all, I'm using the keep option to keep the selected variables. Space, in the same bracket, I'm using the rename option to change the variable name, age to student age. See. So like this, we can use multiple options in the same program. Okay, multiple options. So this is the concept of first 3 options. Keep. Keep is to include the variables. Drop. Drop is to exclude the variables. Rename. This is useful to rename the variable. Keep, drop, rename. Okay. So the remaining options will come.